What are intersectional harassments? Intersectional harassment is when someone experiences harassment or discrimination based on multiple aspects of their identity, such as their race, gender, sexual orientation, or social class. It's called intersectional because it acknowledges that people's identities are made up of many interconnected parts, and they can face unique challenges when these parts overlap. In simple words, it's when someone is mistreated or bullied for being part of more than one minority or marginalized group at the same time. Examples of intersectional harassment. A Black woman might experience harassment based on both her race and gender. For instance, she might be called racist and sexist slurs at work or be unfairly overlooked for promotions because of the combined impact of racial and gender stereotypes. A gay Asian man might be targeted with harassment that involves both homophobic and racist comments. For example, he might be subject to inappropriate jokes or derogatory remarks about his ethnicity and sexual orientation. A transgender person with a disability might face discrimination and harassment based on their gender identity and physical limitations. They might be excluded from social events or denied reasonable accommodations at work because of their intersecting identities. A low-income, Latin single mother might face harassment or discrimination based on her socioeconomic status, ethnicity, and gender. She might be stereotyped as a welfare queen or denied housing opportunities because of landlords' prejudices. These examples illustrate how individuals can experience unique forms of harassment when their different identities intersect, making it crucial to address these overlapping issues when combating discrimination and promoting inclusivity. How can we raise awareness about intersectional harassment in our communities and workplaces? Raising awareness about intersectional harassment in communities and workplaces involves educating people about the concept of intersectionality and how it impacts individuals. This can be done through workshops, seminars, and training sessions that focus on diversity, inclusion, and empathy. Sharing real-life stories and experiences can help people understand the complexity of the issue. Companies can also create diversity and inclusion teams to address intersectional harassment and foster a more inclusive work environment. What are some strategies for addressing intersectional harassment effectively? Strategies for addressing intersectional harassment effectively include adopting comprehensive anti-harassment policies that explicitly acknowledge and address intersectionality. Employers can provide training on bystander intervention, offer support to victims, and enforce consequences for perpetrators. Promoting a culture of respect and inclusivity can help prevent intersectional harassment from occurring. How can we create safe and inclusive environments that minimize the risk of intersectional harassment? Creating safe and inclusive environments requires recognizing and valuing diverse perspectives and experiences. This can be achieved by promoting open communication, providing opportunities for underrepresented groups to be heard, and fostering a culture of empathy and understanding. Implementing policies and procedures that protect individuals from discrimination and harassment is also essential. What are the long-term effects of intersectional harassment on individuals and society as a whole? The long-term effects of intersectional harassment on individuals can include mental health issues, reduced self-esteem, and increased risk of depression and anxiety. It can also lead to reduced workplace productivity, higher turnover rates, and negative impacts on company culture. A study by the American Psychological Association found that employees who experience discrimination based on race, gender, and other factors have higher levels of psychological distress. Source: Pascoe, E.A., and Smart Richmond L., 2009. Perceived Discrimination and Health. A Meta-Analytic Review. Psychological Bulletin 135-4, 531-554. How can we support and empower people who experience intersectional harassment? Supporting and empowering people who experience intersectional harassment can involve providing safe spaces for them to share their experiences, offering counseling or mental health resources, and creating mentorship programs. Companies can also work to increase diversity in leadership positions and foster an inclusive work environment where everyone feels valued and respected. How do power dynamics play a role in intersectional harassment, and what can be done to challenge them? Power dynamics play a significant role in intersectional harassment, as individuals with more social, economic, or political power may use their position to exploit or oppress others. To challenge these power imbalances, it's essential to promote diversity in leadership, increase awareness about unconscious biases, and implement policies that create a level playing field for everyone. What are some examples of successful interventions or policies that have helped reduce intersectional harassment? Successful interventions to reduce intersectional harassment include the implementation of inclusive policies, comprehensive anti-harassment training, and a commitment to diversity from top management. For example, Starbucks closed its stores for a day in 2018 to provide anti-bias training to its employees after a racially charged incident. Source: Taylor, K. 2018, May 29. Starbucks is closing all locations for racial bias education, and it is going to cost the company millions of dollars. Business Insider.